Hello, my name is Trydar. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build a Roman insula in Minecraft. Let's get started. So today I'm showing you a basic and stripped down Roman insula. We have done two rather ornate versions to start with, but this one is going to be a simple two-story affair. Of course, it's going to be modular like the others, so you will be able to adjust this one to your needs. But as I've said, this is going to be the most economical and budget option. For a Roman insula, we have, of course, on the exterior a nice little colonnade that we can walk under. Right here, just a little peristyle in front of the facade here of the building. On the outside, of course, we have the main feature is going to be the incised arches, like you see done here. Of course, since this is the most humble and basic insula, we don't even have glass in the windows. We just have a simple wooden lattice to use for our windows. And this one is also going to be different from the other ones that were just hollow shells. But this one has a complete interior, or rather a structurally complete interior. You still need to fill it with whatever it is you want to use it for. Say you need a villager trading hall or a big storage building for something, or perhaps a stables, or something like that, or a big barn, perhaps a Roman barracks building or something. This would be suitable to use for that. I will leave it to you how you want to put a door over here. You can just fill that in with probably spruce wood or something. There is going to be a structural stairwell here. There's also a ladder if you don't want to take the stairs. It's just a simple corkscrew that goes around like this up to the second floor, like you see done here. Of course, the ceiling of the floor below forms the floor of this level here, and of course we have the roof above here as well. That's not just filled in with cobblestone like I usually do. We do have some roof rafters up there, just some simple designs that we will take a look at when we get to that point in the tutorial. And of course, we have some Corinthian columns on the inside as well. Of course, I cannot stop myself from using Corinthian columns at all times during Roman constructions. We just have to do that. Any excuse I can get. So, now, as I said, this building here is modular, which means that you can adjust this to fit your own needs. So over here, I have taken the reference model and I have split it in twain so we can see down the side of it here. So we can see the structural details. Of course, we have to have the columns sitting on top of each other, like so. And up here, here's these roof rafters I mentioned, just simple rafters in the roof, as you see done there, with some torches and everything to light it up, because I don't have any access planned for the roof. So you don't want to have an unintentional mob farm up there. So make sure you do light that up when you build it. Of course, the top is the standard Roman roof tile design that I always use. But as I said, if we split the reference model over there in twain, and we build, say, this side of the model, and then draw a center line, and then mirror that over here, we will get this building, which, as you can see, is just two halves of that particular unit. Right here, you will have to add a stairwell over there to get up to the second floor, though. But I would consider this to be the most basic and bare bones type of insula you could build. It's very plain on the exterior. We've only got 2 stories, and not a whole lot of decoration, not even a colonnade along the front there. Very good use for perhaps a warehouse building or something. That's what I use them for. If you want, say, a double colonnade on both sides of your building, you would need to take this half of the building here, and then draw a center line and build 2 halves of those and just squish them together in the middle, like you see done there. And you can have a colonnade on either side of your building here. Of course, down here, you may need to add some more entrances. You can just knock these blocks out here and there. Actually, that's a double stairwell. We want to knock these blocks out and go in this way. So as you can see, the interior is just the same, but you will need to rework another type of entrance for that one. I don't really have one made out for you, but not only that, but you can also decrease the length of the building by only building 3 of these little modules, or you can increase it to 7, like you see done here, by adding or subtracting these middle sections here. So if we just slice the ends off of the building, we have this middle section here, and this is going to be a module. So as you can see, if you build this a number of times in the middle here, you can make the building either longer or shorter as your need dictates. So as with all my other Insula tutorials, I'm showing you the reference model, which is the most common model. But if you choose different details for this, you can get, say, 5 buildings for the price of 1. But first, a word from our sponsor, the dirt block. You build your first house out of it, you grow all your crops on it. The dirt block. Get yours today. All right, now that the tour is out of the way, let's take a look at the bill of materials you will need to construct this reference model here. Of course, if you want to make one of the other variations of building, you will need either more or less of these materials. But for the reference model, you will need 1,001 blocks of diorite, 4,721 blocks of cobblestone, 314 oak wood, 518 oak tree trunks, 365 cobblestone slabs, 20 stone brick slabs, 436 deep slate tile slabs, 11 ladders, 56 cobblestone stairs, 110 oak fences, 1,140 stone bricks, 435 stone brick stairs, 495 oak wood slabs, and 570 blocks of red nether brick for the tiles on the roof. All right, so the dimensions for the Type 3 Roman Insula are as follows. It's going to be 25 blocks long across this way, 45 blocks long across the face where the colonnade is, out front here, and 28 blocks tall from the curb down here all the way up to the ridge here on top of the roof. So the first thing you want to do is lay down a big rectangle of cobblestone, 25 by 45, and you want to make that a big solid rectangle of cobblestone there. And let's go on to the next phase here, where we are laying down the foundation for the building. So we want to have a 3 by 3 section here, then 1 block of diorite, skip 3 blocks, another block of diorite, 3 blocks for this here, another 3 there, and then 5 blocks here, and then this here again. Now, the arches for this building are going to be 5 blocks wide. This goes all throughout the building, so every time you see this gap here, it's 5 blocks and then 3 blocks, 5 blocks and then 3 blocks. You just want to repeat that section as a module. Remember that that module I showed you over there? If you cut this down the middle, that's going to be one of those. So you want to do that 5 times. And for the colonnade out front here, you can see these are just arranged out front. The intercolumnation distance for this is going to be 3 blocks. So you want to go 3 blocks, bit of cobble, 3 blocks and a bit of cobble, and so on and so forth until you get to the other end of the building, like you see done there. So let me just show you this from the top down. On the inside, you can see we have lined up with the piers on the outside. We have the bases of the Corinthian columns that I showed you. Just the standard design I do for Corinthian columns. If you've done any of my Roman tutorials before this, you can build these in your sleep. So you want to build 4 of those, and over here are the details for the corkscrew staircase. And of course, we start our little ladder right here. And if you want to have a different design or layout for the staircase, or if you just want to omit the staircase entirely and just have a ladder somewhere, then just build that side over there without all the stairwell, just like you see done here. All right, next phase, 2 blocks farther up, we want to make a little bit more of our doorway here. And as we go, we're going to be alternating with the stone bricks and the cobblestone, by the way, before I get too far away from that. For every 1 layer of stone bricks at the bottom here, we're going to be doing 2 layers of cobble, then a layer of stone bricks, and then a layer of cobble, and so on and so forth, only interrupted here and there with a layer of diorite. But that is how that is going to go. So now that I've shown you that in detail, I won't have to remark on it again. Over here, I will show you one of the bays. Remember that this Insula is too poor to have nice Roman glass windows. We have to have only a wooden lattice made out of the oak fences here. I wanted to call them tree trunks, but they're not. They were tree trunks at one point, but now they're fences. And we want to have that and just these little windows all throughout the building like so. Now, if you want to actually put glass in here or have a different design for this, do feel free to make changes to the design. I'm just showing you a reference model here, and I expect that many of you will vary these up to your own taste. Of course, so we have our Corinthian column bases here, and a little bit of the column right there. For that, and if memory serves, these should go up for 6 blocks of diorite from that point there. And let's go over here and take a look at the stairwell, so you can see the start of this here. So we're going up for 2 blocks, and then we have a little landing, and then we're going to go up for 2 more blocks and have another little landing for that there. Ideally, I probably should have taken up a second section here to make the stairwell, and then I could have made it go up more directly. But I kind of wanted to have the floor space at the bottom and only use just a little section over there for that. So I'll show you that from the top down here. You can see for our colonnade out here, you're just stacking up 2 blocks of diorite at the moment. And let's go on to the next phase here. Again, we are now going up for 2 more blocks. So you can see, let's take a look at the front. Right here, of course, we have our doorway. Go around the exterior, look at the colonnade on the side. We just have our oak fences back there comprising our windows. Now, once you do one little section of this, the rest of these are exactly the same. Let's take a look at the inside as well. The walls aren't very thick on this, so there's not a whole lot of interior detail. Remember, this is the budget model of a Roman Insula. It's not that complicated. Now over here, a bit more detail for our stairwell. Just walk up here and give you details of how this moves around. In general, for this, we can only go up about 2 blocks here, and then 1, and then for 2 here. That's about all the space we have to work with. And we want to go on now to the next phase over here. So we're putting a little lintel over our doorway and making some of the arches here. All these arches are going to be done with this design right here. Every arch in the building exactly like that. You're stacking up the columns on the exterior a bit more. I think we finished those columns fairly shortly. We have walls over the windows now. So the windows only went up for 4 blocks, and then they stop. And on the inside here, of course, we have some arches on the inside as well. Right here on the inside of the building. But they aren't on the outside just yet. The arches on the outside start up a little bit higher, like you see on the second story. But on the inside, we do have the arches on the first and the second level. Over here, let me give you another view of the stairwell. And I wonder if I finished the stairwell. Considering that has a drop there, that probably shouldn't be there. You will probably want to put some blocks there to block that off. Probably some, either just some cobble probably. For that, so you don't fall down. Minor safety hazard. They didn't exactly have health and safety in the Roman world. That was not a thing. Now over here, over the doorway, we have a little small triangular pediment. You see done here, 3 blocks of diorite behind that. Over here, we have a finished arch at this level. And on the outside over here, we have extremely basic Corinthian columns. In fact, they're so short, we can only manage to have 4 upside-down stairs here representing our acanthus leaves. And very humble bases of just 1 block of cobblestone down there at the bottom. And on the top here, we can see that we're just making these little squares here out of cobble to tie them into the building, like you see done here. So let me just give you a good top-down view of this entire section. And now we'll take a closer look. So underneath here, I want to build all that like so. Once you build one of these, you want to do all the other 5 bays exactly the same. On the side over here with the colonnade, it's easier to do because you don't have to tie anything into the walls over here. They're just going straight up. So more details over here. I think that is why I forgot to put those blocks there. Okay, because the arch starts here, because you're not going to fall down through that gap. But if you want to seal it up like that, there you can. And the stairs are just going up around like so. Once you build a little bit of these stairs, you will see how to build the rest of them. Another little repeating pattern. So go on to the next phase. So over here, we are putting on a small entablature of a diorite. See done here. And for this one, I couldn't make up my mind if I wanted to have this overhang that or not. If you can add a little extra diorite perhaps here. If you want to have that be flush, I don't think that we can't really set it back into the wall any. Over here, let's take a look at the underside of the colonnade. We're just putting squares of diorite inside there. We can hide torches up here as well to give a little ambient lighting, but you don't really see them from the outside. I always like to hide my torches in little corners like this, where you don't see them. On top of the cobblestone we placed last time, you want to place just a band of diorite to match this one that goes all the way around the building. And then on top of that, we want to have a cornice of upside-down stone brick stairs. Done in this pattern here, you want to wrap them around the edges, like you see done along here. And once you do one of these, you want to do all the others exactly the same. Except, of course, you don't need to do that over here because we have the colonnade that is attached to the building on the side here. So just fill all that in with cobble. And as you can see as well, we are placing the ceiling for the first floor, also the floor of the second floor. Let's go down in there and take a look at that from the bottom. Fairly simple pattern. We just have a 1:3 ratio of oak tree trunks and oak half slabs arranged like so. And let's go up our staircase. Let's just take the ladder actually. So you can see how that is arranged here. Like so. Not the most elegant solution, but again, this is the budget model of a Roman insula. We can't have nice things. So let's take a look at the next phase here. So on top of the cornice here, you want to go around and lay a layer of cobblestone slabs on top of all those, and then stone brick behind that, and then cobblestone again. This is just the same foundation that we did down here, like this block of cobblestone there roughly corresponds to that one there. You're just stacking that directly on top of the ones you did before. We're also putting roof tiles on top of our little peristyle colonnade we have going around just the side of the building here. Of course, the Romans had a rule about these little colonnades. Of course, they weren't built at state expense. They just simply required you to build them. So whatever building you built, they also said, well, it's a city ordinance. You have to build your colonnade. We don't care how much it costs. It's the law. So, you know, Roman bureaucrats for you. So, of course, whoever owned the Insula also had to build a little colonnade to face the streets so people could walk without being rained upon. Back here, of course, we have our windows on this side. We don't have windows on the other side at this level because they're going to be blocked off by the roof tiles. But of course, we have our 4 columns in the middle here, sitting directly on top of the ones that we placed below. And that's fairly self-explanatory. So let's move on to the next phase here. Simple wall on that section there. And behind here, of course, we have our roof interfacing with the building and some arches on top of that. So I will just give you a good view along here. Like so, and a view along the other side as well. The side that doesn't have that. And on the inside here, it's just nothing remarkable. We're just stone bricks and cobble, like you see done here. Next phase, of course, we're doing the second level of arches. Just like the arches we did before, like so. Standard arch design. And over here as well. It's only on this side that it has arches on the inside at the bottom, but it's only on the exterior. It doesn't have them on the outside. Only on the second level, and because I thought it looked nice from a distance. I don't know if we can kind of see that. An example of that over there. It's something I wanted to do to differentiate the building. I didn't want to have just too many arches. So on the inside here, fairly easy patterns. No windows on this side as well, because that is where our roof for our peristyle sort of cuts them off. Next phase, we are finishing the arches. Same pattern. Let's take a look at this side over here. And I think from this point onwards, the building should be fairly symmetrical, actually. So once I show you one of these sides, you just have to make the other side the same. Now tied into the wall here, we have these little upside down stairs. These are little projections that are sort of like corbels that are built into stone walls, so you can place wooden beams and have the ends of these rest on the beams, and that way the load and the stress of the forces is transmitted into the stonework. Now we saw an example of that down there below. Let's knock a quick hole in here, drop down. You can see that the ceiling is resting on those here. A nice little structural detail I'd like to include now and then. It's also something that you can use in your own building works. You want to make things just a little bit more realistic. Next phase, very simple. A big rectangle of diorite at the top and a big rectangle of upside down stone brick stairs for the cornice all the way around the building. On the inside here, we are for a change. Not filling the roof with cobble, although you can do that, or just leave it empty. But if you want to have it just to be just a little bit more structurally accurate, we are going to have some oak roof beams at the top here. And these are just being done in a simple 1:3 ratio, following the lines of the tree trunks below them there. I'll just give you a good top-down view of that there. And then the next phase here, where we are doing our roof tiles standard roof tile design, same design we used down there on top of the colonnade, but we are now using, of course, on top of our roof. Like you see done here, just a simple alternating pattern of red nether brick and deep slate tiles. And once you do one corner of this, you will see how to do the rest of it. And just simple details in here for the wooden beams for our roof. And once you do one of these beams, all the other ones are exactly the same. And just drop down in here. Give you a quick view of that. And we will go on to the next phase. So I'll give you top-down view of the almost completed roof. Right here, of course, repeating patterns for the roof tiles. If we drop down inside the roof, we can see the completed beams. And once you do one of these little transverse beams, all the other ones are exactly the same. And once you have done that, at the top here, everything meets, and you have a nice little cobblestone ridge with alternating full blocks and half slabs. Full blocks and half slabs there for that. There at the top, like so. And once you have done that, your Type 3 Roman Insula will be complete. So I hope you have enjoyed the tutorial for the Type 3 Roman Insula. This should be a nice general use, multi-purpose building for you to use. As far as the Insula go, this one is very survival friendly and also structurally complete on the inside for a change. And remember, the world is available for download in the video description. And I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.